Podcast Affirmation sibuyile igama uSizwe Blose and namhlanje sihambele esiqavile unobhala jikelele sibiza ngesiZulu-ke thina nobhala sithi nobhala jikelele bathi secretary general not general secretary angikwazi umehluko mhlawumbe uyobuya uchaze uyobuya sichazele ngelilanga unobhala uArthur Zwane. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngento ezihlukahlukene uyazi ama-elections adlulile ama-elections sesikhuluma ngento eyaphambili ngoba sizwile nopresident uhlanganisa icabinet yakhe uzoyimemezela noma inini kodwa-ke sibheka nje yize noma iqhubeka lezi zinto zenzeka i-MK party njengoba siyilandile siyazi ukuthi inama-concerns athize afana nento ye-rigging bakhala ukuthi athi ama-elections akuhambanga kahle kwaba nokuxhopha okuthize okwenziwa i-IEC. So I think izinto ey'njalo sizoyidiscussa. Okunye futhi sizokubheka kakhulu ukuthi iphalamende liqhubekile lahlala ukuthi belifomi i-quorum noma belingayifomi. Ungakhohlwa ukuthi besikhuluma nge-MK ina 58 seats eyimele and i-opposition nje strong ubheka kahle. I think number 3 kuma-organization alaphana ephalamende ngobukhulu kodwa-ke ukhona mina ngingageqi amagula uyazi futhi ngicela ukuku-edala lapha legislature e-KZN kwaba nezinto ezenzakalayo ezisithusayo ezinye y'thinta ogamete ezinye y'thinta Mr Ngidi but ukhona u-SG i-CEO ye-organization ye-MK akukho angakwazi okwenzeka kwi-MK. Sifuna ukucheckisisa kakhulu ukuthi is i-center holding. Mangethe
Baba, greetings to you, Babundelu, greetings to viewers of Podcast Affirmation and people at home. Thank you for welcoming us here for Podcast Affirmation.
Sibonge nje ukuthi usenze isikhathi besicela ukuthi usondele la ngoba khona izinto esifuna ukuyithola esifuna ukuba clear ngazo Mangethe usondele ukuthi uzocacisela abantu. Ake siqale nje le ndaba njengoba sedlulile ama-elections sekuqhubeka ngendlela engicabanga ukuthi ijwayelekile ngiyazi kodwa impi enkulu iyaqhubeka ezinkantolo unganami kwenu ngisaqhubeka nokukuveza. Sikhuluma nge-rigging Mangethe. Omunye umuntu uzoyibuza ukuthi if kune-rigging why i-MK produce evidence to ilokhozane i-IEC ukuthi nakha la kwa rojwana khona ukuze kube clear.
No, thank you so much. I think firstly let's explain that we have all the necessary evidence to prove that the elections were rigged. I will cite few examples, right? But also go to as far as explaining some legislations that the IEC is supposed to be operating under, but were basically not followed. Firstly, we have a hundreds and hundreds of slips where our party agents will record the number of votes that we acquired. So, but when the IEC is loading information to the system, now you'll find that we have less numbers than what we actually got at the station level. But surprisingly, these elections, we have seen the growth of the DA from areas where it did not campaign nor exist. Now, that means there are people that were actually directly responsible for DA growth, which is number one. But secondly, I want to take people back on the system that they were using at IEC. Just make a comparison between the Western Cape and KZN. In KZN, the system got stuck in terms of the vote count at 40% for 2 days. And yet the number of votes that we continued to increase were continuously increasing. Up until we reached 1.45 million. But still, it was just standing at 45%. But comparatively, look at the DA in Western Cape. The system was just shooting up, like it's a freeway. Now, there is a system manipulation that you can tell that it was there. But secondly,
in favor of
the DA.
Of the DA.
I don't want to put the ANC this time because I think Ramaphosa has killed the ANC. ANC in the previous elections had 10.6 million votes. Now Ramaphosa has dropped it down to 6 million. Now that is the worst dismissal, dismal failure. Now, but coming to the point, MK has got 1.5 counted votes, even though we are robbed in KZN, but still we have 45%, which is a huge boost. Look at the numbers. In there are examples where, for instance, MK in a VD will get 1,500 votes, but on the system now it's recorded as 300. And we have documentary proof to that effect. Now, two, there are pieces of legislation that guides the process of the election. IEC uses IT systems. Before the elections, we wrote to the IEC and say to the IEC, which companies, IT companies, are you going to use for these elections? Because the law determines that all of them should be South African companies. Because we picked up an information that one company is registered in Cape Town, but it is owned by Americans. And we suspect that those Americans have got links with the CIA. And we wrote them a letter and we said, can you please give us the names of these companies? Because we want to make our own due diligence. They did not. They did not give us, and yet they are supposed to be open and transparent as possible so that we go to the elections knowing that everything is free and fair. They did not. We went to the election with that kind of a suspicion already. What are they hiding? True to our words, the system was then manipulated. It crashed for 2 hours, 2 full hours. When you know about the IT, if your phone has got a problem, you can just reboot it. It takes less than a minute. Right? So for 2 hours, the system was crashed. Now, this is what IEC is supposed to be doing. It's us who actually picked up the fact that it was frozen. Let me tell you, if you think MK is a small organization, think again. We had a huge team of specialists that monitored our elections, that were involved in our campaign strategies, IT systems and all of that at head office level. It is us who picked up that IC system crashed at 2 o'clock in the morning when everybody was sleeping and they thought we are also sleeping. Our IT team at head office, they were monitoring the system, discovered that it has crashed at 2. It's between 2 and 4. Right? We then reported this matter. This is what the IEC is supposed to be doing. Alert all political parties that there is a system interference, because it is interference. Remember, the IEC says there was interference with the firewall. Now, what is the firewall? Firewall is a protection system. So if you say somebody interfered with your firewall, that means somebody tried to get in. So that is what do you call it? Yeah, somebody was trying to get into the system illegally. Now, IEC needs to give us an error code, right? Once the error is fixed, you give us a report code. This is what IEC is supposed to be doing. Here is the problem. We detected it as IEC. This is how we fixed it. Here is the report of how we fixed the system. They did not. Now, we then had a meeting with them during the counting. We requested an agent meeting. And we asked them a specific question. Your system crashed. You did not give us a report. What did it happen in the system? What happened into it? They said to us, no, It is not the system that crashed. It is just the projector. Very nice way. No, it's just what you see in the screen. But the background, no, was still very operational.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's where the question is.
So the explanation was given to EMK Pela or all.
No, it's us who
political
requested a specific meeting. It's us who were concerned. It's us who picked up that there was a system fault. There was crash and interference, manipulation. And we then requested...
Were you happy with the explanation though?
No, we're not. Let me tell you why. IEC was not supposed to wait for parties to question them when there was interference.
So they were supposed to be proactive.
They are supposed to be proactive. They are running the system. That's the first thing. But when we meet with them and they tell us it's the projector, but the software and operations were ongoing, can we trust them? That's the big question. We could not. We could not because already the IEC had shown us that they are playing into a political game.
So did you lodge a complaint?
In fact, there is a
because my understanding in such situations for sure, kumele kube na ndawo la ekuthiwa ngiveza khona ungagculiseki kwami mhlawumbe. Did you do that?
In total, Blose, we together with the other political parties, we have 600 objections that we lodged.
Yeah.
I'm going to come to that in terms of the announcement of the elections. But when that system interference happened, we met with them and they said it was only the projector.
Yeah.
Right. Now, when you say the system was working, so who was running the system? Why is it not projecting? Why is the relaying? Because it should be happening on time.
Yeah.
Right. For us as public, we need to see what is happening in the background. So the moment there is a disjuncture, we can't take your word for it as IEC to say just because we don't see there, but we must trust you. Let me tell you why we can't trust the IEC. The IEC, somebody said President Zuma cannot be a candidate. He went to the electoral court.
Yeah.
The electoral court passed a judgment. And they said there is nothing that stops President Zuma to be on the ballot and be the candidate and go to parliament. Now the IEC that is supposed to be running elections,
by appeal,
they are not even appealing it because the IEC Act says once the electoral court has made a ruling, it becomes final. Now what is the role of the IEC? Is to run free and fair elections. It's not to determine who becomes a candidate. But because they have now entered into a political space, they then take a decision to go to the Constitutional Court. And it's not a coincidence why Constitutional Court, by the way, because they knew there is going to be Zondo and his guys there. Now they go to the Constitutional Court and they say, can you please advise us whether the Electoral Court was right in allowing President Zuma to go to Parliament? The Constitutional Court, we expected that outcome because the Constitutional Court was supposed to say what guides you as IEC. What is the law that guides you in terms of running the election? Constitutional Court should say it's an electoral act. And then what is the provision in case something like this happens? It must just simply say you are not allowed to appeal. It is out of your jurisdiction. But it entertains it and make a determination. So it's a javelin political system. We're not going to allow this guy. We've now entered officially into a political fray. We're throwing this matter to you, our friends at the Constitutional Court. We want you to make sure that by all means possible, don't allow Zuma. Now we're believing that should have Zuma stood for the elections, would have got even more votes. And they knew exactly that. And their play was to make sure that take this guy out so that people lose his confidence because he's not going to be president and therefore reduce their number of votes. And they won in that effect. But we're not going to take it light. We're continuing. We are continuing because in Sri Lanka, we are taking the matter, by the way, to UN International Court of Justice, which is making their work very much difficult because already there is a case law in the UN Court of Justice where a former candidate of Sri Lanka went to be exactly the same case, plus that they actually said he was guilty for contempt of court, and then they refused him to stand for election. The UN Court of Justice said, Sri Lankan government, you are wrong. You must allow this guy to stand for election. He went on to win to become Sri Lanka president. Now there is already a ruling to that effect. It is the same.
So SG nani nethemba. By the way, sakhuluma no SG where MK party umnumzane uArthur Zwane ozivakashele namhlanje yazi izinto eziningi ziyayithinta kakhulu iMK, ama results aphumile. MK I think ithole KZN 45% of which is boy translator yamana kuma seats aseparliament ina 37 seats. Sazofuna ukuchecka-ke nendaba yokuthi ngokweminye yemithetho ekhona ithi iqembu eline-majority must rule or must govern. Kodwa ngathi la kwe-MK kube isimo esithanda ukuhluka kancane, but uzosichazela ukuthi kubangelwe yini lokho. But before sifike lapho SG, ngifuna ukuchecka this thing ukuthi nani nagcina ni-communicate into engathi zihlukile manje. Kwayiwa kwayovula iparliament. If ngikhumbula kahle bekuyovula iparliament SG kunama 6 members or ake ngithi kuthiwa kwabanama 6 members of your party afungiswa on the day of which is the communication lapho siyaqala ibheka eWest. Kube sekuba nase KZN legislature kunama members MK party afungiswayo on the day. Omunye umuntu uzoyibuza ukuthi onale issue outstanding ye-rigging ensayi-challenge even via ama-court. But manje naku because ngathi ni-legitimize i-process by partaking kulama processes. Why did you do that?
Okay. Let me start by saying, okay, firstly, in terms of challenging the elections, the case is on, as you know. Firstly, we wanted to stop the court process because we said, IEC, you are not allowed to announce the elections results before you finish all the objections. So 600 objections you have not listened to, but you are rushing to announce the election. And we made a press conference there at the Rock Center at IEC.
Yeah.
Where President Zuma said there is no rush. You must not announce the elections before you finalize all the matters. Immediately after we finished the press conference, the IEC announced that tomorrow they were announcing. So the IEC is now reactionary. It's basically now playing into a political space. And they announced. And they then said in their announcement, it's because the markets needs to be certain about the elections results. The question is that means elections are run for the markets. Not for an ordinary South African who wants to have his government of the choice of his. Right. Now that's the first problem that we had. Now then we challenged them in court and we said it's urgent that we don't want the parliament to start before the IEC stance on the matter is clarified. Guess what they did? They throw it out on technicality that it was not urgent. Hence we're challenging the issue of saying you can't go in and have a swearing in when you still have issues about the elections. Right. Now then we put the matter into the electoral court.
Yeah.
The matter is on Tuesday. We've put enough evidence that will collapse these elections and go for the re-election. Right. You remember, firstly, we initially wanted a recount in KZN, in Gauteng, and in Mpumalanga. Because that is where most of the rigging took place. And they actually said, we're not going to allow it. And we said, listen, now we have uncovered even more evidence. And including the fact that you broke your own rules that are supposed
Have you presented it to IEC?
That's exactly what I'm going to. So on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, right? Tuesday to 24th, 25th, eh? Yeah. So we made our case to the Electoral Court, right? And the Electoral Court has actually given IEC an opportunity to respond to our papers. Because now they need to answer specific questions that are there.
Yeah.
But very interesting, one of the very interesting things that in passing that comes to mind, here in Maritzburg, you have a situation where our members found ballot papers that were banned and others were thrown into there is a video that was circulating in a municipal truck. Now, in terms of the IEC rules or the law, they are supposed to be keeping the results and the ballot papers for 5 years. Now, just 2 or 3 days after the election, they throw the ballots. They want to make it difficult for us to recount. So the IEC has messed up the election. They rigged it to a certain level that you cannot phantom. Coming to
so can I double check something here? Yeah. Let's say kuba nererun. Yini enconvinceayo ukuthi kuleyo recount ngeke kube khona ama-shenanigans again?
In fact, we've been saying the system that is used, it's so unreasonable. You are supposed to vote in secret, which is fine, because the vote should be a secret. Right? The counting is done with everybody seeing, right? It's done maybe in a school like Pemlazi. Every party has got a party agent. But after you've finished that process, then it becomes secret. You take these votes into a counting center in the district or in the metro. Now, as from there, no political party is allowed. Now, if you don't have integrity like IEC, how do we trust you at that level? We can't. Now, we're calling for a more transparent, rigorously transparent process, where there is transparency from counting at a VD level, at a district level, and at a national level. So everybody must be just happy to say, I've been defeated. It's so abnormal. About, I think 11 political parties are lodging cases in court. Because it is so fraudulent, the whole process. But the question that you asked before, why did we go to Parliament? Why are we going to Parliament when we objected going to it?
Yeah. No, on top of that, because so many members are 6.
Yeah.
Legitimizing the process.
Okay. Let me just first explain that we had an objection on the basis that you can't rush the inauguration when there are complaints and we have a court case. That court case is going to be listened to on Tuesday, but we had already lodged an urgent court case, and that was rejected by the Constitutional Court on technical basis, not even on merits, just on the basis that it's not urgent. How do you say it's not urgent when we are saying to you, you must urgently listen to this matter because Parliament is sitting next?
Yeah, meaning matter was urgent.
Why are you rushing? It's a second question about the rush. Why did they rush to have IEC results announced when there was objections? Why now do you rush to go to Parliament when the IEC has got a case to answer? Now that's a question. It tells you there's people that are manipulating the whole system in the transition towards whatever that they want, towards this GNU that is there. Now, we then said we're not going to go there as a form of protest. By the way, we had our own our own legal opinions from 3 senior counsels that says what they are going to be doing if they continue without you is illegal. It's illegal in a sense that the law says for the National Assembly to sit, it's constituted of 400 seats. Right? So it says you need 350 for a house to be constituted, to be made an illegal constitution. Now it says once you have 400 that has been sworn in, what is the quorum then? The quorum says it is 50% plus 1, so it's 201. Guess what they do? They take the quorum of an already constituted house as a quorum of putting together a house.
Mm.
It's like you are saying to me, I'm going to build this house, but the portion of the house is not going to be completed because there are bricks that are not going to be there.
Mm.
But in any case, because we are rushing to sit in, no, there are some few rooms that can be sorted, Go in, even the house is not made up, it's not finished.
Mm.
Something that is illegal. You can't do that, but they do it. In any case, there is Zondo there. So he goes in. He is so much in a rush. Normally, you constitute the National Assembly, you swear in, the speaker gets to be elected, but then you allow for a week for the provincial governments to prepare. Zondo determined that everything must be done in one day. Whilst in national, they were busy putting in the parliament. In provinces, simultaneously it was happening. It has never happened before. So Zondo determines the rules as he goes. It's normal of him. He did that to President Zuma. You don't want to come in front of me in the commission, I'm going to give you a punishable offense. He writes to the deputy judge, charge this guy, and give him a sentence of 2 years. That's normal of him. So he is continuing with that.
But angizama ukuchecka la nobhala mhlawumbe useza kuyona kodwa manje I'm worried about time as well. Ngithi mina kunalama 6 members of your party.
Yeah.
Sizahleli nobhala we-MK Party umnumzane uArthur Zwane osivakashele namhlanje sidiscuss into eziningi ezithinta i-MK. Uyazi ukuthi siphuma kuma-elections sifuna ukuba clear ngezinto ezibathintayo eParliament because usesichazelile nge-rigging, wasichazela futhi nokungaphatheki kwabo kuma enakho kwethula kugcotshwa ama-members eParliament lapha National Party. I-question still remains ukuthi ama-members MK awu-6 alibamba iqhaza laphana e-National Assembly nakho kugcotshwa. Yini isizathu nobhala mhlawumbe ayethunywe vele wawavumelile ukuthi ayobamba iqhaza laphana eParliament because kumina isounded as if kunokuba no-hypocrites obuthize because ngala nithi ekubeni abanye abantu bethi, you understand, engicabanga ukuthi basuka bathunywe wena. If bengathunywanga wena, it means the center is not holding.
Yeah. No, let me start by saying we issued a clear instruction and nobody goes there. The 58 members that we have on the list did not go there. Some other people decided to take chances because they appeared in an old list. And they thought just because they can go there and present themselves, it represents MK. So those guys are just taking their chances. But nonetheless, it shows that,
But is the center holding in such cases?
Very much.
No, I'm a little bit worried because the thing here is shy credibility organization which stay as the organization abantu abangayi kofungiswa laphana as part of the protest. But here are the members legitimizing
the process.
process ka Judge Zondo.
Center is very much holding, and they are going to go through the disciplinary process, and possibly because that was a cardinal rule, they might be out of MK.
Is it?
Yes.
Labo MK nje waphambana uya-expelwa akhona manje because disciplinary processes ayahlukahlukane up until kufika kwi-level yokuthi no, this person siyam-expela, but half of the time sizwe sekuthiwa usexoshiwe ubani.
Very interestingly, I like the question because MK is a new organization.
4 months or 5 now?
6.
6. Okay.
By the very nature of the fact that President Zuma is always constantly under attack, MK by implication will be under attack because he is the face and the president of the
MK.
He's the only person that represents black people in a true sense of the word.
Oh.
Now the system will never allow somebody who is going to be a messiah. When they think they are in control of black population in South Africa, they can do whatever they want. Now President Zuma represents the aspiration of the oppressed. He is the voice that speak of on all behalf of all these people that are oppressed and they want justice. So somebody said he's a Moses of our time.
Yo.
Now, the fact of the matter is that if he's a Moses of our time, constantly he will be attacked. Now, MK is seen as an institution that he is using to fight this battle. So MK, by its nature, is an institution of all the oppressed black masses in South Africa. So if you think Abelung are going to be sweet to MK, think again. So they are not going to be sweet, who are not their darling, they cannot be our darling. So constantly they will attack us. They have infiltrated the ANC that used to be, the leader of society. ANC has lost that. MK has occupied that spot and we are leading South Africa. Now, if we are leading South Africa, constantly we'll be under attack. So there will be things thrown to us. But what is important is to instill discipline to the highest maximum level. And that's why I come in as SG. Now, if the SG or the SGO is weak, that organization is dead. Now, if you think you are going to mess up in MK and you think we are going to be soft, that's why ANC. We're building a solid organization that carries the hopes, the aspirations, and the new liberties and freedoms of people who feel robbed by the 30 years of democracy. Are not going to mess up with it. So you must just know that if you come to MK and you think you are going to be sent here in MK to infiltrate us and divert our revolution, then you'll be out.
SG, ake ngiqhubeke ngibuze kuyona le ngoba besingabuyela eKZN kuye kwaba ne-situation right before ukufungiswa futhi kwamalunga eParliament kwane-list. I think uMrs Naidu othize laphana. Waze wachitha amalunga eMK kuthi awahamba ohlanganisa amalisti awo kuphume into eyodwa simply because amalist ayesewu2. The following sabona i-embarrassment kumanye amalunga eMK othola ukuthi ayesefika ezofungiswa only to find ukuthi awekho. That is why I'm still asking SG ukuthi is this center holding?
Okay, let's clarify the point. Before the elections, there was Ubaba Kwakuthiwa Khumalo. He was responsible of doing this list.
Oh, okay.
And then Wagang, he put people that were not supposed to be there. But unfortunately, there were other good comrades in those lists that were there. You have mentioned, people like Comrade Thulani Kwagamede. So that were there, good comrades. Unfortunately, when you review the list, some of these names, we took a decision that they must reinforce our work nationally because of their strength. Most of the time, if you will see our list, has got a number of new people. So we needed to make a balance between the province and national. So in the province, we have experienced comrades. You have your Mervyn Dex, who have been there in Parliament. So you are happy with it. But we want to also have community activists. So unfortunately, like Comrade Thulani Gamede, the people who work tirelessly. So you want them to balance between the province and national. Now in the process of cleaning the list, there was miscommunication of those that are supposed to be resigning from the provincial list to go to national. Now Comrade Thulani and other comrades fell into that crack of lack of communication in time. But now I'm dealing with it.
So from whose side?
No, it's from the provincial leadership side. Now I've intervened on that. Now we're sorting out.
So busy as discipline our members, because I'm looking at the image organization.
Most definitely. There will be corrective measures, most definitely. But obviously it's not an offense like defying the organization, it's administrative bundle. Right. So what we're doing right now, we are actually cleaning those lists. There is what is called reaching to national list, where these comrades are supposed to be deployed to represent us nationally. There are other comrades that are supposed to be there. But what we want to send as a request to members is to understand that MK is a party of millions. Now, we have few number of seats available. Not all of us can be able to fit in those lists. But what we'll do, there are comrades that have qualifications, youth that has graduates that are unemployed and all that. We are going to look at deployment in other places. But we still have local government where we need skilled people as well to go there. So as part of the management of the process, which I found chaotic, is to manage all that so that we don't have comrades who got embarrassed by the situation. And we wish to apologize to them formally to say it was not supposed to have been done. It was supposed to have been done beforehand. You call them in a very respectable way, comradely manner, and say, hey, comrade, we have this number of spaces, but unfortunately, we cannot be able to accommodate you into this list. This and this and this comrade is going to go there.
If I may check, SG, I'm sorry to interject this. Isikhathi ngizama ukuchecka la kuzoba nomuntu onjengo uNhlanhla Ngidi engicabanga ukuthi lento yawuphula kakhulu umoya wakhe ngiyadedusa, I'm not sure, but to extent ukuthi uze wenza iclip ethize narrate isimo sakhe ukuthi ngaya ngobona ubaba kwenzeka lokho as a result manje ngiyayiphuma nje kwipolitiki and all that stuff. Nimisela ukwenza kanjani with such people mistake nani recognize ukuthi mhlambe yaba kwi-side leadership niya-extenda isandla sokuthi nibabuyise nikhulume nabo because bagcina sebethatha mhlambe iy'nqumo babengafisi ukuthi bayithathe?
I must just report formally that I'm in contact with him as part of managing the process. He's a very good comrade, very experienced comrade. He is an MK soldier, trained. He is a legal brain, by profession a lawyer, a very experienced administrator. Now, in MK, we don't want to lose people like that. He is part of the so many others that are there. That my office is trying to make sure that we channel their energies towards the right direction. We have a think tank at a national office level, where in my office I've tasked so many of people like him, very experienced, very educated and so on, that are helping us draft policies that must inform the work of the organization with our deployees in parliament, but also are preparing policies that will inform our standing in local government elections. So we'll definitely utilize him. But obviously, for now, I haven't found space to go and meet with him in person. But we are constantly communicating telephonically, and his matter is going to be solved.
No, yes, SG. By the way, SG, where MK Party Arthur Zwane, all the way from Newcastle, represented in Newcastle, but now nationally. Now we represent Chublazi. Just kidding. And then mhlambe in a situation before mhlambe siyekule situation SG ake ngikhumbuza ababukeli bethu la ukuthi siyatholakala lapha kwi-Facebook page yethu ilandelwa abantu abaningi kakhulu. I think igidi zimbili kuze kukapakele nangale abasilandelayo. Ngona ungasilandela lapha kwi-Facebook page yethu siya-update ama-news ngaso sonke isikhathi izinto ezenzakalayo nje siyabatshela abantu ukuthi sisalinde upresident ukuthi announce icabinet yakhe kwenzakalayo bekuneyingozi emgwaqweni. Ake ngithi nje ngisame up, we are checking ama-human interest stories, political stories, sports uyasithola, lifestyle, entertainment uyakuthola, konke nje uyakuthola kulela page. Mhlawumbe ungaphinda futhi usibheke kakhulu kwi-YouTube. Ngibiza kahle nje phela neminyaka ihambile kwi-YouTube uyasithola lapha futhi podcast affirmation. Usilandele, ngicela nje ungenzele into eyodwa honorable, especially nama members MK alike asubscribe, angalike nje kuphela kodwa asubscribe as well. Ake sibuyele lana ke SG endabeni esematheni kulezi insuku le ye-Government of National Unity. Ngiyazi yona bowuyithinta uzophinde futhi uthinte ubaba lo upresident we-country uCyril Ramaphosa because ngathi the thing kakhulu ispearhead or ispearheader uyena. Engifuna futhi ukuphendule bese sithinta i-GNU nobhala ukuthi ngifuna ukuthi ngithule ngikulalele. Usibhekele futhi indaba yokuthi i-MK khona manje confuse abantu abaningi. Whether kwaphuma imali or kwaphumanga mali or kwenza kanjani but amalunga e-ANC athi behlanganisa bonke abaholi abakhona ngaleso sikhathi athi no siyamqoka uCyril uMatamela Ramaphosa ukuthi asikhokhele. Nina SG anisewona amalunga e-ANC ngaphandle kwaMnumzane Zuma osathi yena uyilungu le-ANC subject to disciplinary hearing lezo bakhona engicabanga ukuthi imminent ngoba kwathi izoba after ukhetho. Anisesiwo ama-members e-ANC. Where do you get this audacity yokuthi nifune ukudeterminela enye organization eyimele ukuthi ayisuse lwa muntu ukuze sikwazi ukuxoxisana or ukwenza into ezithize nayo and nize nibize lento nithi ANC of Ramaphosa? That is foreign ku leadership ye-ANC because asikhumbuli kuthiwa i-ANC eka Thabo Mbeki, i-ANC eka Mandela or eka Zuma. Why monopolize manje sithi i-ANC kabani? Ayikho democratic i-ANC ukuthi i-ANC encathi namandla bathi kudala amandla semasebeni. If ever umuntu enza something contrary to mandate, my understanding that person should be recalled. As the ANC is happy with this person, should to fulfill the mandate and the organization. Nithathaphi isibindi esingaso ukuthi uRamaphosa manje akaphume lokhuzini.
Sithathaphi isibindi esingaka?
Sizothi isibindi.
Isibindi sengwenya lesi.
Isibindi sengwenya. Nami lethi shama goosebump. Flash ethize bengizwa because if we buyisele move ingasho yini ANC ukuthi MK we've got good policy or whatever policies and everything but the problem singakhuluma nani baxoshana uZuma kube into efanayo.
Let me start by saying why ANC Ramaphosa. Kind of goosebumps. Why ANC? Why are we saying ANC Ramaphosa? Right? Let's start. Start by saying he is the first president of an ANC that confessed, who is on the commission, that he was given millions, in fact to a tune of $1 billion, to buy an ANC conference. He actually said it by his own mouth. That's the first thing. But who funded him? People who funded him are the very same Stellenbosch mafia that were actually saying are the ones that benefited from apartheid. They directed apartheid. They were given funding to establish the businesses that they own and buying our politicians, our senior leaders, using the dirty money. Cyril Ramaphosa is given $1 billion for an ANC conference. But what does the ANC constitution say? It says anybody who uses money to influence the outcome of the conference needs to be charged and be punished by Rule 25 of the ANC constitution. Now, but if you have money to buy delegates, that means you are buying the organization. So it's no more the ANC of branches. It's an ANC of board delegates. That's number one. But number two, the leak that was done by the Independent News said almost 80% of those NEC members were given money to run Ramaphosa conference. Only the few could not be able to be bought. So in the majority, that NEC is a bought NEC. But who bought it? A person who buys owns. You own the diary because you bought it. You will tell that diary, I want to write on page 5 of you. I'm finished writing. I want to tear a paper and give it to others wanted to write something on it. You own it. But who owns the ANC? Are those that owns Ramaphosa? Are the courts that actually has sealed those envelopes, which has details of who bought it, continuously. Some individuals who get frustrated from the white communities are talking out loud. Rob Hassoff is one of them. A billionaire says, I actually now regret having given Ramaphosa millions to run this campaign. He is fucking up this country. That is the language he used. Now, some of them, now we get to know who is the funder, a self-confessed funder. Another Jewish woman said the same thing. All white. Go further. In terms of the ANC strategy and tactics, they say the enemy is the monopoly capital. That is what the ANC policy says. Is the monopoly capital. Who is the monopoly capital? Are the captains of industry that control the means of production. That's what the ANC says. But the ANC leadership and the branches of the ANC allows the president to be bought by the same enemy that they have defined in their own policy. Now then, who owns the ANC? The answer to you have an answer, is those that have bought it. So, but who is this person who have been sent to buy the ANC? It's Ramaphosa. So Ramaphosa is a front. So he owns the ANC. When we say it's ANC of Ramaphosa, it's an ANC of a front, but in reality, the ANC is owned by white business establishment. It's owned by the group of white Afrikaners who are sitting in Stellenbosch. So the ANC has lost its authority as a leader of society. Because now, the ANC is a lapdog of the white establishment.
If I may, SG, ngiyazi ngiyaphazamisa kodwa ke ngathi balile umbuzo engizobuza ngoba ngathi into kanjalo angicala ukizwa kukhalwa ngayo. You understand? Uzongivumela ukuthi I think wakhalwa ngesimo esithi asibe kanjalo even nangesikhathi sika baba uNelson Mandela. Kwaba nama-questions, even nama-questions ephuma ejele kuthiwa lo wamuzi mhlawumbe kuthiwa akusho mina lo even ose-Halfton ngathi naye wawusewuthenge dependa ku-interpretation yakho. Kwamunye umuntu ngathi those people were capturing the former president in advance, bammanage in a way thengekile lapho. Bathi abanye at one stage former president uZuma wake, I'm not sure, but into eshiwoyo. For example, you are the right person ukuthi ungi correct, understand leyo. Abantu abanjengamaguptas babe in control to the extent ukuthi even abantu abeke baba ama-ministers complained ukuthi nakho sesiqashwa e-Saxon World, yet kwi-prerogative ye-president ukuthi a-hirisha abantu, a-appointe, a-dismiss abantu. But nakho sesiqashwa ko-Saxon World ngesikhathi sakhe umshuluzi naye engathi use-abdicate ama-powers akhe to ama-Guptas. Sengisholo ukuthi SG into engathi isifo esikhona but angaze ngizwe ukuthi out of that sekuzothiwa it's ANC kaRamaphosa or it's ANC kaZuma. Ngikubekela ama-example abantu abebehleli bekhuluma ngawo, topping everything. Into esizizwa manje kuyabonakala ukuthi ama-organization ethu bengithi ethu especially odakhi kuyaye kube nalabantu ababahandlishayo ngemuva kushiwo njalo, understand lento. Okunye kuyavela President Hlabisa sanda kuveza ukuthi bathole something like 20 million kubona futhi labantu oba define kahle wena. And then kuno Rise Mzansi, angithi sazi ukuthi sibona ubuso bomnyama at the ultimate end akuyona lento ebesicabanga, understand. Maningi lama organization ethu sadly though kuyithina esiphathekayo kuma ekuvoteni and all this stuff, but ngathi kusuke kunama
handlers.
ama-handlers.
I
Angazi
think-
bungachaza lapho. Correct being wrong.
No, I will when you're wrong.
Mm.
But I like the question. Is it a coincidence that the founding members of the GNU is the ANC, is the DA, and the IFP? All of them funded by the same funder. Is it a coincidence? It's not. Right. But two, is it a coincidence that after you have said what you have said, that even President Zuma maybe was bought? Let's agree. But
I didn't say that though.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's an assertion that you said on behalf of people at home. Right. But let's define the historical context of our oppression in South Africa. Historical oppression in South Africa, whether you like it or not, is black and white. Black as an oppressed majority who are still disenfranchised even now. Who still, you even if you want to make it in a simple terms, whom your child blossom have the same qualification with Umfana Kabas John, but get to be employed in a company. But Umfana Kabas John, as they enter the door, getting into the same interview, he's now a manager without experience.
Yeah.
Same qualification, same graduation. Already that guy, he is now privileged that even if he's not made a manager, they are equal, but he will earn more. So the context in South African terms is that our struggle is black and white. Right. Now, if it is black and white, when there is an Indian guy from India comes into South Africa as an investor, and now enjoys close proximity to the sitting head of state, for them to protect their interest will not let that guy have it easy, no matter who he is, as long as he is not white.
Yeah.
Right. But did the Guptas buy the president and ANC leadership and ANC branches? No. Now you can't categorize the ANC of Zuma and the ANC of Ramaphosa as the same. I was the chair of the regime when President Zuma was the president, right? I've never met the Guptas. I've never enjoyed the scent of their money. But there is, absolutely no one in this leadership of Ramaphosa that can have the same claim as I have. Because they know, they're bought. Those guys in the national conference, all those that supported Ramaphosa, slept in the hotels paid for by the white establishment. All of them are beneficiaries. They had allowances, all of them. So they knew what they were getting into. So having dealt with the Guptas were a deterrent into what was already happening. It was already happening, and they felt that these guys are a threat into their hegemony and their benefit. But let's go on. Government of national unity. There is nothing like government of national unity. This is a government meant to benefit those that have been selected by the system to administer us.
Ngicela uku-add only one sentence. Mhlampe i-reason eyayibekwe kakhulu SG ukuthi abantu base South Africa on the 29th of May bathi abafuni ukuphathwa iqembu elilodwa, ba reducer i-ANC ku 40%. I think previous elections ayisuka ku 57, if memory doesn't deceive me.
About 56%.
Somewhere there. But manje abantu base South Africa, according to explanation esitholayo, ukuthi bathathe isinqumo manje bathi hlanganani nisebenzisane. Understand that? Hence the government of national unity, SG. Ngizama ukuthi ngilokhuza okuphoqelekile ukuthi i-government elidayo. By the way, ngicela sibuyele futhi kule yase-legislature yokulida kwenu ngama-numbers, kodwa nizogcina senisha ama-point of orders laphana instead of ukuthi libe ney'hlalo nama-department lihambise intuthuko emphakathini, but nizogcina senisho ama-point of orders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me start there on the first one. That South Africans decided that they don't want one dominant party. That's not true. South Africans rejected the ANC. I don't know why the media think we are children. ANC was leading government. It had 56%, as we are saying, and 10.4 million votes. South Africans removed the ANC from government. It's a simple logic. They actually rejected the ANC. Right? But who did they vote in? That's a subject of us putting a court challenge. Because we are basically saying elections were rigged.
So is that convinced with 2/3 now at all?
We're convinced.
Okay.
We're convinced that elections were rigged. But we're convinced that the ANC was rejected. That's why as well, we are actually saying you can't misinterpret a message that a voter said. A voter gives an MK within 6 months of its infancy. On what you can quantify from what IEC has told us. 2.5 million votes. Where on earth have you ever had an organization that is 6 months and go on to win elections that are bigger than the population of Botswana? Have you ever had that? Give that credit to MK, right? But we are saying we are a threat to the white supremacy. We're a threat to the white big business establishment. Because we want to nationalize mines, we want to nationalize the banks and the reserve banks. We want to make sure that our people have got a power through that vote and they must see tangible changes into their lives. And they were not going to let us lose. We're not under illusion that we're just going to win nice as if we're in a picnic. We knew that we were getting into this war with the established white system and we're fighting it head on. So when we actually were robbed, we had a foresight. Hence, I said to you, we actually wrote to the IEC because we knew that the system is going to be manipulated. We wrote them beforehand. Give us the companies that you're going to use. Because they knew where the system was going to be manipulated and how. They refused to give that without any reason. So we knew. So the ANC was rejected. It's out of government. That's number one. But let's go to the government of national unity. Those guys are not handling themselves. That's why they have different interpretations. Yesterday, we were told they deadlocked the ANC and DA. And somebody says, no, this thing is going to collapse. And I'm saying, I don't think it's going to collapse. Because their handlers are going to call all of them into one boardroom and say, you are embarrassing us in public. We sent you there to do a job. What are you doing? We said, manage this thing. What are you doing? So the white bosses are going to call Ramaphosa and call Tony Leon and Helen Zille into one boardroom and tell them to toe the line. And the IFP club is to toe the line. But it's not going to collapse. But what must happen? You said, we actually are unfair to tell the ANC to say remove that president. This thing should have not been started by us. When in Parliament, former president of COPE, Charles Lekota, said to President Ramaphosa, you were a spy.
Yeah.
You sold us out. You wrote a statement saying we're putting communist ideas into your head.
Yeah.
You were rewarded by scholarship to go and study in London. The ANC that we knew should have called him, especially the elders, and say, now that we know you were a spy, even if they knew, but now that it's in the public domain, you are not.
Who Tera White provide the proof of those allegations, because I understand
You
politics sometimes kuba nama character assassinations. Ngavele kuthiwe u-SG today wenze this, knowing very well ukuthi kudlalwa politics. I'm not defending uRamaphosa, but I'm saying enye into. No, I'm saying into engalekelela SG kakhulu ukuthi kuthiwa athi uTerra Lekota ngine information ethize, I provided that information ekwazi ukulinka uRamaphosa, because naye uRamaphosa beyiphendulela to that thing. Understand leon kuzoba it's his weight against terrors, understand? So it's better ebezo provide evidence. Otherwise singaphela phela SG ngokuthi kuqhamuka ukuthi uBloss usenza into ukuthi sibe sesithi uBloss wenza into ukuthi without testing that information sesithatha as a gospel truth. I don't think that is fair. SG.
Okay, let's analyze that deeper. Terra Lekota says in Parliament, under the protection and privileges of members, that in Parliament you can say whatever.
Exactly.
Right, that's number one. But Terra Lekota, in an interview with SABC out of Parliament, repeated it. He actually goes to details. You wrote a statement implicating us. Now you became a state witness. You are a spy. You spied on us. Now, you can go to court records because now Abelungu protects their own people if they did not destroy it. But he has never said, Terra Lekota, you lie. He has never said.
But what narrative version, yakhe?
What is his version?
No.
His version is that our version that we know is that they were accused for the same trial. And Terra Lekota went on to serve in prison. Ramaphosa went on to go and study in London. Two, Ramaphosa came in to form the union, which is NUM, that was funded by the same open handers. After that, Ramaphosa became a billionaire, serving in the boards of these companies. Ramaphosa goes on to be funded to run the ANC conference and win it. Ramaphosa now, managed by the same whites, is running the government of national unity. But let me tell you what Ramaphosa is saying. You are actually asking the question in a wrong way. Now that I've answered, that is the ANC that was supposed to have removed Ramaphosa because he was a spy, as per what Terra Lekota is saying. But it is him and the ANC that should answer a question. The DA in public says, we are not going to be part of the government of national unity if MK and EFF are part of it. Is it not the ANC that must tell the DA to say, those are our black brothers and sisters. You are our enemy as per our own revolution and background and history of this country. It's them who should be actually defending us if they were clean and innocent. Abeko clean. Hence they can't stand up for Abelungu.
Yes, SG, I don't want to sound as if ngivikele ANC. By the way, ne-ANC nayo right ukuthi ifike lana izoyiphendulela. Understand lento isikhathi esiningi na SG, especially kulento ye-media, siyasenza isiqiniseko sokuthi sithola both sides. Understand leyo nto. Ama stakeholders kwi-story kufanele atholakale wonke ukuze i-story sibe genuine. Ngiyasaba kakhulu besongena entweni eyithintayo ANC ngekho kuyiphendulela, but ngiyafisa ukuthi one day mhlambe sibize nawe sikubize mhlambe uyoyicacisa kahle lento la ukhona uyibekela SG. Ngicabanga ukuthi into SG ngafanele siyibhekisise kakhulu ile ema elections. Abantu those ngakayi kuleyase legislature ngicela uyipake but sibuyele kuyona because sifuna ukwazi ukuthi kwenzakalani lapha legislature SG. Ngiunderstand kuba nama proportional representation kuma portfolio committees lawana engicabanga ukuthi nina ni majority as abantu abathatha ukhetho, but ngizocela ukuthi ngiyipake sibuyele kuyona SG mhlawumbe ungiremind if ngikhohle, but ngifuna ukuyichecka nale ye elective conference. Ngiyakhumbula ngikhuluma nabanye abantu be-MK engikhuluma nayo bengisemlazi kakhulu yabo elokishini si-relaxele. Babuza ukuthi i-MK is centered around Msholozi.
Sure.
Understand?
Yeah.
But bahlalele ethembeni lokuthi one day kuyoba ne-elective conference ye-MK la yokhethwa khona ubuholi. Hopefully ngebuqoko uZuma as the president. Kuyokhethwa. Ama-branches ayo decide. Ngabe kunjalo?
Yeah, let me explain this thing. Firstly, President Zuma is a founder of Umkhonto weSizwe. And he has explained this thing so many times, how he coined it. And then he actually explained that when he founded Umkhonto weSizwe, because he is taken as the only true representative of black people, he was going to be attacked if he actually from the onset announced it. And I like the question because MK was registered in September. And no objection to the registration of MK was ever done because there was Kumalo and another Kumalo and other two guys. Nobody objected to it because they thought it was just one of those things. Logo was filed in, no objection. Name was filed in, no objection. Because they thought it was one of those things. Right. But it is only on the 16th of December that President Zuma announces that he's going to be voting for Umkhonto weSizwe and campaigning for it. And the ANC rushed to court. One, on the name. And they lost. Because they have missed all the objection deadlines. Well, they thought it was just a small thing. Including their funders did not even take notice of the fact that it's this guy that is unknown, is not going to make it. Right. And then they lose a case. Now they go to the case about the logo, they lose it. Now they've appealed it, they're going to lose it. Right. But why it's only when President Zuma stands up that they're now afraid? You can only be feared when you carry something, when you fight the system, when you actually pull the bull by its horns, when you are seen as going to be enlightening the masses about their plight and their reason to stand up and fight. That is what Zuma represents. Zuma represents those people. Right? So what is happening here is that President Zuma, the objection to his name, to MK as a party, is the fact that President Zuma is the solid face that you cannot wish away in South African politics, and he carries the aspiration of black people. Now, the interesting thing, to coming back to your question, when are you going to be having your elective conference? We're in a stabilization process now. Now, we took this thing in phases. When I got in as SG, my responsibility now is to build structures that are going to be able to go to conference. But you need a type of a cadre that can be able to lead Umkhonto weSizwe. Umkhonto weSizwe is not like an ordinary organization. It's born out of the struggle. It's born out of defiance. It's born out of the failure of the ANC that called President Zuma to occupy a space. And it is how Umkhonto was born. Now, you can't take it light. It's the last hope of South Africans, especially black and the oppressed masses. Now, if you rush to conference, we're constantly under attack, we're constantly in courts, you get to be infiltrated no matter how you want it or not. Now, what is it that we're doing? We're going to continue to have interim structures, but we're going to beef them up. We're going to beef them up in this sense. Next weekend, we are going to have a 3 days to look at the amendment of some elements in the Constitution and how we want to have an organization. We're going to be having an ideological discussion. What is the outlook of MK? Who are we? What do we represent? Are we like the ANC and omnibus? Are we DA? Liberal Party? Are we Zulu nationalists like an IFP? What are we? Are we a nationalist organization? Are we a Pan-Africanist organization? We need to answer all these questions. Once we've answered those questions, so what type of a cadre do we want to build? It's a cadre that has an understanding of who we are. Because if you come in now and elect, you have people that come from diverse backgrounds. Others come from Action SA, from ANC, from Qatar, and all of that. So we just want to throw those people without actually reinventing them within MK, re-educating them, capacitate them politically and so on. We're going to be having a mistake of having a cocktail of chaos.
Yeah.
Now you don't want a cocktail of chaos. Now we're going to be continuing with the structures. We're going to beef all structures now. Once we do that, we'll have a whole year of political workshops, inducting leaders that are appointed. We'll appoint them by the way. We're not rushing to conference. Even if that process takes 3 to 5 years, we don't mind. But after that, you have a conference with proper people that understands.
No, I'm asking this question in SG because we answer besithola kwi-MK.
Sure.
If sibuza ukuthi inini elective conference bevamise ukuthi answer yakhona right after elections sizothi go for elective conference organization.
No,
hence the question.
That was an answer before I came in.
It means become SG for whatever reason. Manje yoqhamuka nomunye futhi asho into yakhe.
Each SG has got a vision of how he thinks it's important to build an organization. From where I stand, you basically don't build in a second.
Sisahleli Athazwano SG no general secretary noma lo secretary general.
Secretary General.
I want to make sure but it's fine. Any into ke ungasilandela lapha ku Facebook page yethu uzosithola ku Facebook yethu tongue twist ku Facebook page yethu as podcast affirmation uphinde futhi usilandele lapha ku YouTube channel yona futhi face kade iqale le interview I think nomqondo usuya ngokunquma kancane but ngicabanga ukuthi akuzomale sivale manje SG but ngeke sivale ungaclarifyanga izinto ezenzeka lapha legislature lapha na 37 seats. Laphana akugcini ngama 37 seats eniwatholile fine kune PGU nakhona GPU nakhona government of provincial units ayengibeke kanjalo and then SG nya understand ukuthi lento ayihambi vele igcine ekuthini sekhethiwe executive or members of the executive and staff umlando omude we understand leyo because into SG ebuzwa out walaphana eMlazi noma usisi walapha eMlazi ukuthi ngokwamanye ama clauses akhona kuthiwa umuntu owine ukhetho onama numbers amaningi ake ngisho kanjalo ama numbers amaningi uyena ekufanele arane that particular government of which is not the case with you. Omunye umuntu uzoyibuza SG ukuthi izolimaza kuphi lento ngoba ngicabanga le proportional representation yama portfolio committees ase legislature kune portfolio yaka transport kumele ibe khona kube nohlalo ofobonke ohlalo kube niyaka agriculture economic development ezibebekiwe ama MEC. SG ngifuna usifile in ukuthi kuzokwenzakalani going forward.
Sure. No, thank you so much, Plus. I think firstly, when the ANC, the IFP, the DA announced the government of national unity, they say the principle is on the basis of the fact that ANC national has a 40%, so they should be inviting others. That was the understanding until Helen Zille said, no, unpaid for you to pass laws. But it's fine. Let's go to the KZN.
Yeah.
MK has got 37 members of parliament. Who follows us has got 14. Who follows them has got 11. So look at the gap. 37 minus 14. Right? Iyakutshengisa ukuthi abantu base-KZN firstly bathi asayifuni i-ANC. That had 45 members before. I think 44, 45, around about 44 members before. Took it out completely. Bayibeka kuma members awu 14.
Yeah.
Completely out, like sesiyabonga hambani. It's not for the first time that they removed the IFP. Remove abasekuqaleni. Reduce ke manje bayibeka ku-11 from whatever that they got before. They were 15%, now they are 11%. I mean, from 15 members, now they are 11. So they rejected them. And they give this mandate to MK, notwithstanding that we've been robbed. But abantu base-KZN in their millions, 1.5 that have been counted and accounted for. Singawabali la Jonji.
Yeah.
But if you want to see how the manipulation of the system is done, you see it nicely in KZN. That the numbers on the system were increasing, but the percentage doesn't increase so that you don't control government of KZN, legally speaking.
Yeah.
It's done for them to be able to be handled at a national level where they are handled, to make sure that bahlangana against MK. They've done that.
Yeah.
But the system that was designed was not designed by those people now that are actually handling these people. This is how the system is designed. In KZN Parliament, there are 20 committees. And by the way, we're now aware, so that at least those people in ANC who are going and intimidating officials in the legislature to change policies, stop it, because they're intimidating people that are professionals and who are actually telling us that they're getting pressure, especially from the ANC, to shortchange the rules to suit them. Because they were actually in a rush for positions, not to serve people. They made this deal to exchange position of power and influence while they steal, not to service our people. In any case, they don't have a mandate of people. People have rejected all of them. But because the system wants them to be in control, and now they want to loot, continue looting and not service people, they actually made this unholy alliance called the Province of what unit. Now they have lost foresight of a simple matter. The law calls that in the province, once you serve in the executive, we MEC, and then the premier, those are minus 11. Those 11 people don't vote in committees because these committees are the one that makes them account. So before, as an MEC, you pass a budget, you table it in the committee. This committee must approve this budget before you take it into the legislature for debate and final approval. But now, because they don't have numbers, they don't have a majority in all these 20 committees, because they were never mandated to vote. The system was designed for that. People that won must be able to lead. So now MK will control all these committees, unfortunately for them. Now these MECs,
so kusho ukuthini lokho
it basically mean an MEC, if we basically say you must change this budget because it's not in line with the majority views and aspiration and needs of those that voted MK in power. You cannot pass that budget. We'll have to change it if we feel we want to change it in the committee. Now, because we are the true representative of our people, not you guys who have a backdoor deal.
But esijingaphi kokuthi phela angithi bese kuphasiswa i-budget.
Sure.
Okay, ngokwe-experience esesiyibona ehleli ngaphandle sibuka ama-TV. Kuyaye kube sekusebenza lento yeningi legislature mhlambe ukuthi ithila kuyavotwa secretly or kuyamenyezwa nje ukuthi for against and then kube se kuyaphasiswa. My understanding.
Yeah,
So far ngokwama-numbers, ngokwama-numbers, let's say bana 41 bazothola 41 votes for argument's sake.
Sure.
And then ngala nina 39 nini bese include lawa we-EFF, so it's 39 votes. Automatically I believe ngokwama-numbers nizolihlele nishayeka i-budget mhlampe iphasiswe ngenze example. Or mhlambe ngithi question ngeke affect.
You have missed an important step. That budget don't go to legislature before committees. By the committees.
Okay.
So the committees, it's where the majority of people who hold a mandate are sitting. Those are MK people. We hold the mandate in the majority. The whip of parliament, for instance, gets to be elected by these committees, not by the executive. So we're going to be having an MK whip. There are other committees of that nature, now in positions of that nature. Now, we're trying to send a message here to the unholy government of KZN that you are messing the system that was designed to serve the people who voted in majority for a particular party. But because you don't have an interest of South African, of voters of KwaZulu-Natal, you concocted this thing so that you share positions, not responsibilities, because you don't have a responsibility towards the people we do.
No, I think ngiyakuzwa lapho SG concern yakho ile unholy ngokwakho unholy alliance between these two parties as a legislature. Fine, SG mhlambe before ngivale kune feeling yokuthi abantu base KZN MK to a certain degree or larger degree you betrayed them ngokwe understanding yabo ukuthi nanizokwazi ukuthi nixoxisane namanye amaqembu kulo 37 because according to into ke official SG ngiyazi nisa challenge via ama courts and stuff, but into official or information in our disposal ithi nibe na 45% enotholile onenza ningakwazi ukuyibambela nodwa. But after ilokhuzana sizwe inkatha ikhala ngokuthi yalinda ilokhuzana MK for 4 hours, MK yangaphumelela. Kusho ukuthini lokho SG? Say for argument's sake nikwazile ukuxoxisana nenkatha mhlambe ne NFP naphumelela beningagcina ni majority. Ake ngilinke lento kumuntu walaphana ezingolweni SG kusho ukuthi lezi zinto enithi nina nifuna ukuqhamuka abantu bathola service delivery because into ebalekile idingo eziya kubantu bezokwazi ukufezekiseka ukuba lento yenzeka ukuthi nikwazi ukuya kubantu. I mean ukuthi nithole lama position ake ngisho kanjalo like ukuthi economic development iyazi ukuthi ingaphansi kwe-MK or nini informe i-government all these portfolios or these portfolios zingaphansi kweni mhlawumbe nalaba enishare nabo ngokwe-mandate yabantu if benika 45%, but manje nina will be flirting with them opposition benches ni pusha i-point of order whether frivolous or genuine it's fine, but nina nizobe nipusha point of order legislature okungasi mandate yabantu kunina yabona.
I always say, you know, I always tell people that, you know, uma ulalelwe upresident we-IFP uHlabisa, he sounds so genuine and convincing. Ungazofunga ukuthi i-electronic money ikhuluma iqiniso. We actually waited for MK and ungazofunga ukuthi yazi Shane. So now you are moving from a premise yokuthi Shane uconvinced ukuthi le-electronic money ikhuluma iqiniso, but nonetheless let's give you the truth.
Bathi mina kubuza wena
Let's give you the
privilege ukuthi ngikuthole la.
Let's give you the true version. You know, we wrote a letter.
Mhlambe is handling the truth carelessly SG ukuze ingasound kabuhlungu.
Whatever, but
as you say, Grootman.
Yeah, no, Grootman must not lie. Yeah, but I like the Grootman and I like he's very neat and he's very respectful and so you must carry through that kind of conduct. He must not lie.
What happened?
At least I wrote them a letter.
Yeah.
To their secretary,
requesting
to meet with them. Or by that time it was Comrade Sihle Ngubane. I took over after yes. So we wrote them a letter. When we wrote them a letter, we basically says we are requesting to meet with you because we feel you are part of the guys that we want to work with to form the government of KZN. Because the majority of the people of KZN voted for Mkondo Sizwe, right? And we therefore want to talk about forming a government that will serve the people of KZN. When we wrote them a letter, they responded via WhatsApp. We wrote them a letter like we're writing now. Just within an hour, they write a WhatsApp in exchange. Obviously, when you write people a letter, there's no rush. They can just respond in a letter and say, we are available tomorrow or a day after tomorrow. They respond quickly in a WhatsApp. Fine. Disrespectful as it was.
Yeah.
We had a meeting in Ghana that day. And we told the President, we wrote a letter to the IFP requesting the meeting with them. Now, because we are here, they are giving us 5 o'clock. Please allow us to wrap up so that we rush. But we calculate the time. Driving from Ghana to Durban will be about 2.5 hours. It's 3 o'clock. It's me requesting the President to allow us a space to go. And the President said, at 3, we request, because I was in that meeting, former SG Comrade Sihle was already here in Durban. He was part of our negotiation team. He calls them, Unobhala IFP, requesting that not say a message here, but our other delegation members, Asengandla, they are requesting that we move the meeting from 5 to 6 so that we are not late in the meeting. 2, it's at 3 when we actually speak to them, requesting to postpone the meeting at 5 for 6. That is 2 hours in between. Just to give courtesy, in a sense that now they actually wrote us a WhatsApp. So it's a way of communicating because now it's on the agency. We want to respect them for the time they are giving us. Now, as I drive from Kandla with other comrades that were going to that meeting, we get a message forwarded to us from Comrade Move Ngubane saying, no, they're actually requesting that we meet tomorrow at 4 because they are rushing to go to Johannesburg. Right, sharp. In Johannesburg, our guys were meeting other political parties in Joburg.
Oh, that's Nhleko.
Yes, nothing clever is there as well.
Tom, yeah.
With our negotiating team. Now, when we did that, these guys, that they are meeting our guys in Joburg, tell them that the IFP is coming to meet with them in that afternoon. So they pushed us the following day. So in a nutshell, these guys, the IFP, they are giving us 1 hour to meet with them from 5 to 6. Because we are requesting to meet at 6. So we thought they have time because they've accepted to the invitation letter. Though withstanding the fact that they responded as no WhatsApp. So they then say, no, it's fine tomorrow. We say, no, that's fine. Let's meet tomorrow. no response. In fact, it's us who then waited the following day for the 4 o'clock that they actually wanting us to meet. We stayed here in Durban. No IFP to pitch up. Their secretary was not picking up calls.
So nine feeling yani ukuthi vele babe sebeyishayile i-agreement mhlambe national eKapa la kuma provinces.
In fact, we had already had the information from our people within the ANC that it was a done deal.
Okay.
We knew who was there, who was leading the negotiation, we knew where they met, we knew the position, the sharing of the government and so on. We knew
No.
that.
SG,
Yes, ma'am.
asibonge ngaso sonke isikhathi.
Ma'am.
Isikhathi sakho ukuthi share everything uze la ngi-understand nemaqhapheshu nabantu abasagxila ensahamba inkantolo kakhulu. So inkantolo zibise libhojozi. So hopefully next time besicela futhi ukuthi uzosiclarifyela something uyosinika lelo thuba lokuthi uvele futhi. Concluding remarks SG, just a minute nje kuleya camera ususama pha everything in a minute.
No, siyabonga kakhulu ngokusimema. We are always available to exchange views with you and your guests, but also to account where it needs to be. People voted us in millions, and we owe it to them to respond to them whenever they want to have clarity on issues. At any given time, if you call us, we'll be here. Umkhonto wesizwe is the people's
But
party.
I'm sorry again. Ngicela ukukulalelisa lento. I want your take.
Ngiyalibonga kakhulu lelithuba eninginike lona ukuthi ngibe lana. Iqiniso lihle bengihambela mina ngiyobona ubaba eNkandla. Yebo, ngivela khona. Angiyifihli lonto. Ngize lana ukuzobona ubaba eNkandla ngoba iMK ingekho eParliament. Ngamtshela ngathi baba asiye eParliament. So ngimbonile bengize kuyena, and I'm happy to say ngolwesibili next week all of 58 of us are going to be sworn in and I will lead the opposition.
By the way, that is Judge Hlophe. Don't you dare do what I wouldn't do. If you do it, please take pictures. See you in 7.